Oh, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of content creators are making a lot of Invincible content right now because it just ended. And we got Zephyr. We haven't done a Zephyr reaction in a while. Invincible has the worst fictional universe ever. Let's get right
Who's next? Who's next?
Battle Beast gonna play that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. This gotta be the worst superhero universe of all time.
Battle Beast don't play that.
Originally, I was planning to do a video similar to the one I made last year. But while I was watching this season, Mark really wasn't getting whooped. I was really watching like, damn, he might actually be. So I can't even make a...
That's a bit of a wobbler, Z. I'm gonna call you Z. That's a bit of a wobbler. He did start getting his lick back a little bit this year, but nah, he kind of got punched on this season too. Don't get it twisted. He got punched.
Video roasting him for real. Good job. But I'm still watching this season and something just not clicking with me, bro. Because every episode I'm watching, I'm just like, dog, this man's life is trash. Like every time I watch this show and really put it into perspective, I realize this is one of the worst superhero lives I have ever seen on the screen. I promise you, you wouldn't want to be Invincible. You wouldn't want to be anybody in this universe. I would go as far as to say I would rather live in Gotham than the Invincible universe. And I know some of y'all might hear me say that and say,
Stop the cap.
and yeah, Gotham's pretty horrible too. You gotta deal with villains like Harley Quinn who gave game consoles to little children and watched it blow up in their face from the skylines. So yeah, I'm aware that Satan's greatest soldiers are in Gotham City. So whether if you want to deal with that or deal with an alien flying through you on a random beach day.
I didn't know Harley did that. I didn't know Harley did that, but
that is entirely up to you. But me personally, I would feel much safer with a city patrolled by Batman than this planet where the best superheroes are getting done like this.
Getting whooped on. Steady getting whooped on.
Like I'm telling y'all, it's actually so sad. No matter which of these three you choose, you are going to live a terrible life. Now we're gonna start the video off with the main character. And I know there's gonna be at least 3 dorks in my comments talking about some, yes, I wanna be invincible. Yes, I'm not gonna be a hero. Yes, I wanna crack Eve. Like, whoa, brother, relax. Contain your lust for me, little bro. Thank you. But in all seriousness, nah, you don't wanna be this nigga. Like, I understand why Invincible goes through all this trauma and pain. His name stands for his willpower and not his fighting track record. Just like my last video, I'll always poke jokes at it, but at the end of the day, that's what it is. Life is just hard for this nigga. But damn, I didn't know y'all meant life hard for everybody. Like, why do I, as a regular civilian, have to deal with getting jumped by superpowered twins for no reason? Like, this nigga just got pile drive.
He didn't just get pile drive. Nigga got hit with a super Def Jam Vendetta finisher. Boy got kicked up into the air by somebody, grabbed by another person, and then reverse pile drive. Like, come on, bro. Spinal, column, all out of place.
For doing his job.
Look at this.
Even if we keep it at just Mark, the suffering that he has to go through is pushed to such a logical extreme, I don't even think I could co-sign it. Because what I hear from the comics, it gets so much worse. I should have known they was on bullshit when the first season saddle cards were representing him getting constantly beat up in every fight. I swear for the writers it's a fetish. Like, nigga, his second day as a hero, he had to fight the entire Thraxan army with a bunch of role players. Now I want y'all to look me in my eyes as I ask this question. What are you doing against the army with duplicating your roster?
Duplicate trash. And it's crazy because Duplicate's power, with her power, she shouldn't be so trash. Same thing with Immortal. The power to duplicate yourself can she only duplicate herself 8 times? Is that what she called? Or can she duplicate as much as she wants? Regardless, you shouldn't. It's crazy. It's like, yeah, I could duplicate, but when you trash, you just duplicating more trash. It's crazy. So you got to lock in and get better as an individual so when you duplicate, it matters. You know what I mean? If you got 1 dookie, 8 dookies ain't going to make it more of a...
Like, they really had my man 2 days in the league carrying 3 G Leaguers and a mini P.E.K.K.A against, I'ma say it again, an entire army.
Some of them
like,
YMCA
Cecil not even doing his job,
players.
nigga. Where's the help? And I pray if you were a civilian during this conflict, cause bruh, oh nah.
Yeah, see?
Hey, Grandpa, watch your jet, man. Watch your jet.
If you're a civilian during, and yeah, no, you're right. Invisible's worse than Gotham. Yeah. Because you'll just be walking randomly and then just get squashed by like a falling building or like a car. Or like you might be on the bus and get destroyed by the face of another person. That's crazy, man.
You could clearly see them boys got wiped out. And even if they survived this conflict, they pull up 2 more times in the same week. With decades of advancements. And they're 50 times stronger. Like, I don't know what the writers were thinking making this up, down, left, right ass species. Because what do you mean these niggas spun the same block over decades? Like, I know decades ain't a lot for some of you niggas. You could add 40 years to Samuel Jackson's life, the niggas still look 80. But for the rest of us, plural decades are a long time. And they got decades stronger in 3 days. Nigga, that ain't even fair. And even though they came back decades stronger, Cecil still only brings 5 niggas.
You idiot. You're honestly an idiot. I don't know what's wrong with you.
I'm not gonna lie, Mark, I strangled that nigga too, cause what is wrong with Brody? It's like the writers were just glazing the villains to no end. Like, I really never seen a series like this where the heroes are so much weaker than the villains on every occasion, with a lot of it being completely unfair. Like, I messed
almost to a point where that's one thing about Invincible. The superheroes are so much weaker and lose so often. It almost starts like making it where you go, well, why are these the heroes? It almost starts making it where it's like, man, I need to start rooting for the villains. Nigga, these niggas is losers. Y'all ain't give us no type of, how the heroes all jobbers. That's crazy, bro. Like, nobody wants to see that.
That's with Machine Head. He's a great villain, very funny character. Nigga, how did you get Battle Beast on your roster? That shouldn't even be possible. This is like Kingpin having Galactus as an employee. Nigga, I will harm you. But you know, Invincible is not the only show to do something like this. I could go into One Piece, where in one of their earlier adventures, Zoro had to fight the strongest swordsman on that planet, and he got absolutely bodied. But you know, that fight didn't just happen for him to be beat. It was a lesson. It was motivation. Zoro was really on the floor talking about some, I will never lose again.
Oh, yeah,
like, I
be
be reading,
never gonna hold me again. Nah, I get that. I can respect that. Sometimes you gotta get whooped out of being sweet.
That with tears in my eyes, dog. That's a real nigga. But Invincible, on the other hand, you wanna know all this man got? He got turned into a Playboy Cardi album cover. What lesson do you learn from that? I'll give you the answer, nigga, nothing. Like, I've never seen a nigga get this universally hoed to this much of an extent. But y'all seen the show, man. There is so much BS like this Invincible gotta deal with. There is less than like 30 heroes on this damn planet, yet there's a new super organism or supervillain found every single week. And they're, for some reason, always stronger than the heroes. And not to mention, there's an entire army strong.
Now I know how the villains be feeling usually in shows. God dang, man. The superheroes are the heroes of the week. They ain't even villains of the week. They heroes of the week.
Bigger than all of them that could come in at any moment's notice. Even though I was just dissing Cecil, I'm on his side for this one. Because what type of math is that?
21.
And even these villains that constantly spawn in every week would vehemently piss me off. All of these villains are middle-aged men with no emotional maturity and cannot listen to reason for more than 4 effing seconds. Like, all of these villains are just misunderstanding a scenario to the point of pure idiocy.
You literally, yeah, nah, Z cooking. That's another issue I do have with Invincible is a lot of things can be resolved. It's like Three's Company. And I know some people are gonna be like, what are you? I don't know what you. But in Three's Company, every episode was based on a misunderstanding that if they just talked for 5 minutes, episode wouldn't happen. Same thing with this, where I go, Multi-Paul, the electrical dude, what is it, Langston Levy or Barrington Levy, whatever, Levy, nigga. All of their issues are really stupid. And I know that's the point you're saying, like, their psychosis took over, they got to a point where they broke. But it's like, it's not even logical for, like, psychosis to me. Like, because it's like, Why would you, as Mr. Levy, team up with the Invincible that killed your son to go and team up with all the Invincibles that actually made you who you are, to go at the one Invincible who didn't? That doesn't even make sense. Now, it would make more sense if he was just trying to go through multiverses and erase all Invincibles. That would make sense. But now it doesn't even logically make sense, even if it's like, oh no, he's just so crazy. It's like, if he was so crazy, he would just kill any Invincible he see. He wouldn't be sane enough to come together, put this elaborate scheme with the people that he's literally has an issue with. The only people he has an issue with, just to go to the person that he doesn't. That is stupid, nigga. Like, but anyway, rant over.
Killed my sister!
You killed my sister! You killed my sister!
Is this nigga serious?
Like, these villains have to be the stupidest ones I've ever seen in fiction. And I know a lot.
Invincible villains, I'll just say, are very stupid. Like, at least Multi-Paul, this guy, and Langston are really stupid. They try to give him like a big brain and act like, oh, he's an evil genius. No, he's really stupid. Like, cripplingly stupid. Where it's like, no, this nigga's not an evil genius. He's just like an idiot who says big words.
A lot of comic villains are built on very stupid motivations. Harry Osborn is another motivation with just a simple talk would have resolved everything. But I think you seeing Spider-Man carrying your dead father.
Basically, what I'm saying is, if the villain's or hero's motivation is as flimsy enough to be out, like you can just figure it out in a 2-minute conversation, then that's not really a compelling villain. It's just not. Thanos is compelling because no matter how you look at it, he kind of has a point in his universe. And it makes sense. Joker is compelling because he's just a force of nature. But even like Heath Ledger, what he was saying with the whole one bus full of soldiers blows up and everybody goes crazy, but a bunch of gangbangers die and nobody cares. So he was also a agent of chaos, but his logic followed through. He was an anarchist. It followed through. The logic doesn't follow through for y'all motivations. That just doesn't make sense.
In your living room is a lot more believable than just being blatantly wrong. Now, I've seen a lot of people call Angstrom a hypocrite, but with him, you can at least say he didn't always hate Invincible. His main goal was actually something completely different before his machine backfired on him. And it wasn't until his machine exploded where he went insane. And I mean, like,
but the insanity doesn't make sense is what I'm saying to you. If they had the exact same character and he didn't do the Invincible War, then it would make sense. The second he starts teaming up with the other Invincibles, because if he was really insane, he'd just kill anything that... It would make more sense that he starts killing innocent people that have to do with Invincible, because he's just so insane. He's trying to kill Invincibles. He's made up of a bunch of different minds of people who were being harassed and just oppressed by Invincibles. So it wouldn't make sense that he teams up with 15 Invincibles to get one out the... Because... It's so stupid. It's so stupid, man.
Sure, I don't know how a nigga with a KSI built head has brain cells this useless. Nigga got all that space for nothing. But you know, let's just say he went insane. Like, Angstrom's so stupid as hell for picking the only good Invincible out of all the ones he could have picked. All the Invincibles that killed your family are still alive. You went to spin back.
And they're standing right in front. That's why I said the motivation doesn't make sense. So your motivation isn't that you were tortured by these Invincibles. It's not. It's just you don't like this one particular mark, which now makes your whole villain origin petty. Like, if it was how they started the character made sense. And he had like oh, I get it. And then when he was just like, nah, I just don't like this mark in this universe, it's just like, well, then I don't care, nigga. This is a flimsy ad. Who cares, nigga? What?
Back on this nigga. Bro, go stain them. You're really out here hiring your ops instead of slamming them out. What Pooh Shiesty say?
If a nigga killer ain't there, you sure are no
That's what I'm saying.
Like, Angstrom really like them roasters in middle school that are getting inflamed by someone else, but the moment you start laughing, they try to come at you. Like, nigga, you a bitch. Angstrom's still stupid. If I was Invincible, I'd be mad as hell, but for now, I'll let it slide. Powerplex, though? Nah, this nigga just stupid. Everything about this nigga is...
I would say Powerplex is the dumbest. And sometimes it just feels like the writing ain't that great. That's why. It's not... He is one of the dumbest, most nonsensical... Like, they gotta stop having nonsensical villains, bro. The Viltrumites, They all make sense. Their motivation all makes sense. A Conquest, his motivation made sense. Omni-Man's motivation made sense. The worst writing to me is this guy, Langston or whatever. He just said his name and I just forgot it. Levy and the other person I said. Those three are the worst. They almost bring down the writing of the whole show because it's just like, bro, give him a better motivation, gang. Give him a better motive and make it make more sense, right? Make it where I can understand. To me, it's like one of those scary movies where you're in it until the main character or one of the characters does something so stupid no actual person would do it. Anytime something like that happens, it takes me out of the movie and I no longer care. I'm not invested. So when it's like, man, make the logic like follow all the way through. When you don't, it goes, all right, nigga, y'all just needed a protagonist against this nigga and couldn't figure out a good way to write him in, so you did this dumb shit.
Just wrong. If you and Invincible talked for 4 effing seconds, you would have known that A, he's the victim, B, he's the victim, and C, he's the victim. He did not.
He quite literally watched Omni-Man hold Mark's face and ram him through an entire train, and then after he watched it, he goes, Mark has to go. Like, that's just bad writing. Like, I'm sorry.
Mercilessly kill your family. Like Breaking Bad Jesse over here was really pissing me off because this could have been solved in a single convo. And I know he tried several times to call Invincible's attention, but let's be real, none of them are gonna be peaceful, number one. And the situation you ended up getting him in is so stupid.
Really, nigga?
Like, he was really talking to his family like, damn, babe, I don't know how to get his attention. I tried everything I could. Gag me in the baby. You know what? That's a great idea. What? I don't care if this was an act. I don't care if this was a skit. I don't care if it was fake. What type of person gags a baby to get back at a nigga? This is literally reverse Flash levels of petty. And Invincible has to deal with this every single week. Like, Powerplex really done murked.
It's not even reverse Flash because he's doing it to his own family, not Barry's.
His entire family and then looked at Invincible like,
alright, so let's kill him.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna lie, Mark, this is a valid crash out, bro. I would have painted the city in his blood. Like, it's so funny. No matter what Invincible tries to do, everything gets painted as his fault. And not only that, if anybody has a conflict, he is miraculously the only superhero to ever exist in their eyes to help them. Omni-Man tricking him off Earth, the twins just forcing him to fight the Immortal. Like, this has to be a crime or something. You kidnapped him on a date to go to the future. Nigga, he ain't asked for this. And I'm skimming over so much. This ain't even counting the war. Imagine the planet getting ravaged by people that look just like you. This ain't even counting conquest. And again, what I hear from people who read the comics, it only gets worse. And not only does he literally never get time to be a regular person, I would say his life.
Did he film this before the finale? Because he said like Conquest, but it only gets worse. Are you saying worse than Conquest? Or when Conquest comes, it's worse? Because you didn't do a Conquest video. That's why I'm like, maybe he recorded this before the finale.
It's just as annoying, if not worse. Now, I know he got Eve. He was finally...
Oh, and by the way, I have to follow because I said this. Shout out to Eve in that Conquest fight. Finally using your powers. Go back to my video that I recorded. It was my Invincible reaction. I can't remember which one it was, but it was before the finale premiered. And I specifically said, when is Adam Eve is basically pink Jesus. And now that she can like regenerate her body, she's essentially Jesus. So I was like, why does she only use her powers to create walls and spikes? It's the dumbest thing ever. Why don't you can manipulate atoms? I don't know why that translates into pink energy. Cool. It's a pink energy walls. Cool. But why don't you start like changing the air atoms around them? And then when she changed the density of the atoms around a Conquest. And then I even like how they started writing where Eve, because I was like, Eve is pretty much a broken character once I watched the Adam Eve show. She's still pretty broken, but they kind of made a better way of saying that it's all based on her energy. So like she can do whatever with atoms and hold Conquest in position with making the air density harder. But she's literally holding Conquest. So once she gets tired, she can't do it. Which is what, they didn't blatantly say it, but as she was getting more tired and she was getting weaker, I started to know, okay, all right, that could be a nice little debuff Nice little nerf. You gotta nerf her a little bit, but then when she revived herself and straight turned into Pink Jesus, I went, oh, yo, y'all gonna have to figure this out, nigga, cause she basically can't die, nigga, so that's weird.
Pushed to ask her out because William told him to. Shout out to all my gay niggas. Hit her with the default banger line.
When I was lying on the ground with that sound drilling into my head, the only thing I could think about was you.
Incredible.
That is truly what you call a sensational game.
Smooth,
He gotta start
smooth.
teaching the streets. We got
Butter.
niggas outside risen like
I
these.
know you work out. Body T. Bro. I'm trying to get my ad like that.
And I know you see.
I'm trying to get. Hey Z, don't be throwing shit in there that give me secondhand embarrassment. I felt embarrassed for my guy.
Eve right here. She's so bad. I ain't done that in a minute, but I'm truly grateful that the Lord has blessed me to play in some snow.
To be in true football weather.
But even with Miss Eve, I still wouldn't want to be this nigga because of Oliver. Oliver is a special case. Oliver
Young
is the
crash
annoying
out.
little brother times 11 because he's not annoying to everybody else. He's only annoying to Invincible. It's as if he wants to make his life worse. And unless you are a POC willing to discipline him with the shakla, my dog, you not handling him. This man had a loving family growing up. His entire life going from royalty to the suburbs, that's barely a downgrade. Yet he still turned out to be King Von. How does this even happen? But I'm telling you, he's only being annoying to Invincible. When he kills the Mulder twins, he's gonna apologize in front of the heroes. But once Invincible tries to check him, now all of a sudden you want to start speaking like this.
It's not precious.
Cause he just keep it real with Invincible. He lying to all them other niggas. He don't even respect them niggas. He just keep it real. This is how he really feel.
People kill each other all the time. And most people aren't even special like us. They're just normal.
This nigga is crazy.
See, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not letting
really
that slide if that was
argument,
me.
son.
You just got finished apologizing, but now that you're talking to me, you wanna act like you're correct? I ain't dealing with that, bro. I'ma handle you like an African. Like, just let me catch that nigga sneak out the house. And you know, they again try to be a respectful family. And when they talk it out with him, he's like this.
Mahler didn't have friends or family.
Yeah, nah, bro. It's like when the parents say, there was no signs. And it's a kid drawing imaginary friends like this. And they be like, I don't think he likes you, Dad. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, gang. You're finished. But as y'all can see, bro, Invincible's life, the villains he gotta deal with, even his little brother. I promise you, I would never want to live his life, let alone live in the Invincible universe, bro.
Oops. Hey, you gotta make an Invincible video about Conquest. I want to see what you say about that, man. Another great video.